Hi all, in this video we will discuss why multiple inheritance is not allowed in Java. We already discussed about inheritance, right? Where you use inheritance by using the keyword extends, but you can inherit only a single class but not multiple classes. Now if you look here, what happens is this canine extends animal, but if canine is trying to extend another class, Java throws error. Okay, why is that so? We will discuss about that. Okay, now let us see whether that is possible or Java is allowing the multiple inheritance or not. Now if you look here, canine extends animal. Let's say you want canine extends overloads as well. Okay, let me do that and see whether that will work or not. So it is trying to extend overloads as well. Okay, now if you see, class cannot extend multiple classes, so multiple inheritance is not allowed in Java, right? So let's discuss why is it so with the help of an example. Okay, we already discussed about this animal inheritance tree, right? So what we have done here, we have put common behaviors and common instance variables in the animal class, and the subclasses lion, tiger, cat, wolf, dog, hippo, all this will use these behaviors, and if they want to override few behaviors, they will override in these classes. Here these classes has overridden make, noise and eat of method. Okay, and sleep of method is implementation, is whatever is there in the animal class, it is these classes are using that. They did not override the sleep behavior. Okay, now even here what we have done is the roam behavior is common for few categories like few animals, and the roam behavior is common for lion, tiger and cat, and wolf and dog roam in a similar way. So that we have put in this feline, and these subclasses can use the roam behavior present in this. Okay, this is what we have done. Now let's say you have got a new requirement that you want these animals behave like a pets. We all know, right? We usually adopt dogs, cats, and we treat them as pets, right? We treat them both dog and cat as the pets. And cat has a little additional behaviors compared to general animals. Now they will act very friendly with human beings, right? They play with human beings. Okay, now if you want pet behaviors or pet methods to get added to these animal classes like lion, tiger, cat, wolf and dog, what should we do? Okay, now pet behaviors, like let's say the play off where pets play with human beings, and the second one is be friendly. Okay, they want to be friendly with the human beings. Okay, be friendly is one more behavior that belongs to the pets, and these has to be added only classes which will act as a pets. If you look here, among this lion, tiger, cat, hippo, wolf and dog, cat and dog acts as a pets, but you have never seen lion or tiger acting as a pets, right? Those are all wild animals. Those can't be treated as a pets. Now one approach what we can do is to add these behaviors. Since these behaviors, like first thing what we can do is maybe you can add this play of methods and be friendly of methods in this animal class. Okay, and you can provide the default implementation. But what is the drawback of that approach? Since play of method and be friendly of method is present in the superclass animal, all subclasses can use those behaviors. All subclasses automatically inherit these behaviors. But if you if class, you have play off with the human being and be friendly with the human being behaviors in the lion, and if you had put here in the animal, those will be inherited by tiger also. Even for tiger, people can see that okay, the tiger also has these behaviors, be friendly with the human being and play with the human beings. But whenever people look that tiger and lion has these pet behaviors, they feel awkward, because lion and tiger are never a pet animals, they are the wild animals. So this is like you cannot put play with the human being and be friendly with the human being behaviors in the super class, because if you put in the super class, it will be inherited by all the animals, but we do not want all animals to inherit those behaviors. We want only specific animals to inherit those behaviors, that is like cat and dog. Okay. Now we understood that you should not put default implementation here. Now I'll follow the second approach. What I'll do is, I'll not put default implementation for play with human being and be friendly with human being here. But what I'll do is, I'll add play of methods and be friendly of methods in the animal class, but I'll declare those as an abstract. Okay. I'll not add any implementation. I'll declare them as an abstract. Cat and dog, they add the implementation in their specific classes for play off and the be friendly off. Okay. Now, since these are abstract, okay, it's good that cat and dog add their specific implementations in their classes. But what about lion, tiger, wolf and hippo? Okay. These are all abstract methods, right? If we already discussed about the abstract concept, if you have any abstract method in the super, those methods. Now, lion, tiger are forced to implement those methods, but since they don't have those behaviors, what they do is they just implement the play off method with nothing, with an empty body, or by saying that it does nothing. Like inside the play off method, they don't have any implementation. It might have an empty body, or it might say that I don't do anything with this play method or be friendly method. Now, is it really required that if lion, tiger, wolf, hippo, if they don't have these behaviors, if you just make them override, if you just make them implement those methods with empty body, it's also not good. You have declared here as an abstract, cat and dog, they might implement their own specific implementations, but lion, tiger, hippo and wolf, since they don't do anything with these behaviors, they will not implement anything. They just implement the empty body, or they just say that I don't do anything. Just by implementing the method and saying that I don't do anything, it doesn't make sense at all, right? So this approach is also not good. So if you put these behaviors in the super class, it is not working fine. Even if you add default implementation, it is not good. And even if you don't add the default implementation, but just make these as an abstract, that is also not correct approach. So the next approach, what we think is, okay, now since it is affecting all the subclasses which you don't want, let me add play of method and be friendly of method directly in the cat and dog classes. Okay, you can do that. But let's say in future you have got another class. Okay, maybe you can have a parrot. Okay, parrot also, people like parrot also stays at homes, right? So let's say you implement another subclass called parrot. In this case also you need to add these methods. Whenever you create new subclass which might have the pet behaviors, then you need to add the same implementation in all those classes, which leads to the duplication of the code, right? And one more thing is, now since you're not enforcing any restriction, people might miss adding the pet behaviors also. Let's say you want to add pet behaviors in the parrot, but since that is not enforced because you did not declare that method as an abstract here, parrot might add or might not add the behaviors. Even if they add it, they might use a different name. Like here you use be friendly. Parrot might use maybe friendly behavior. The naming of the methods are also different, right? That is also a drawback. The naming of the methods are also different. Either like they might implement the pet behaviors or not is one disadvantage, and the other disadvantage is they will not follow the same name convention across all the classes which are on pets. Okay, so this is also not a good approach. And one more disadvantage of the third approach is, let's say if a person looks at the animal class, they might think that these animals are doing, but you are not specifying anything about the pet behavior, right? It has pet behaviors as well for few classes, but you are not specifying it here. You are not in this acts as a protocol, right? Just by looking at this method or by using the animal reference variable, people invoke these methods on multiple subclasses. Now you can't invoke pet behaviors by just using the pet reference animal reference variable, and you're not using a protocol as well here. You're not following a protocol. So these are the disadvantages of these three approaches. Now, to solve this problem, to make these subclasses implement the pet behaviors, what is the approach? Okay. Now the approach is you create another superclass called pet. Okay. You create another superclass called pet and declare methods here. Okay. Like be friendly, play, you declare here. Like let me show the diagram. Okay. If you see here what had happened, whatever this inheritance tree, it looks same. It looks same as the previous one, but the only difference is you have added another class called pet, which will contain be friendly with human being and play with human being methods, right? Now, the classes which needs pet behaviors like dog and cat only extend this particular pet class. Now, if you see cat extend pet and dog extend pet, using this approach, you are not touching the existing classes. You are asking only the classes which needs pet behavior to implement this. Okay. Now, using this approach, we have solved our problem. You have added a new behaviors to your classes by using a separate class, right? Now, if you see here, these dog and cat is implementing the pet class, okay? But like as we have already discussed, if this is another pet class and dog is extending and cat is extending, if I do extents of animal, like let's say I go to cat and then cat is extending animal, right? Now I'll ask cat to extend pet also. Definitely throws error that it cannot extend the multiple classes because multiple inheritance is not allowed. Then how can you solve this approach? Okay, because if you look at here, you have to extend multiple classes so that this behavior also will be inherited. Pet behavior also will be inherited in the cat and dog behavior is also inherited, but Java is not allowing. First, we will discuss why Java is not allowing it. Let me explain with that example, okay? Now, let's say what happens is you have a superclass called digital recorder. In that, there is a burn off method, okay? Now, there are two subclasses for this. CD burner implements burn method in its own way and DVD burner also implements the burn off method in its own way, okay? Now, let us assume that Java supports multiple inheritance, right? If Java supports multiple inheritance, then this subclass combo drive, it is extending both CD burner and DVD burner, okay? Now, let's say I want to invoke. Now, what I will do is, let me do this, okay? Let's say I want to invoke burn off method on the combo drive. Let me do that so that we will understand. So what I will do is I'll create an instance for combo drive and then combo drive and then I'll try to invoke the method. Combo drive, I'll try to invoke the burn method. Combo, new combo drive. And then if I try to invoke burn off method is not present here. Yeah. If you look here, what I have done is I have created new instance for the combo drive and then by using that instance I am invoking the burn off method. If you see here, I have created new instance of the combo drive and then I am invoking the burn off method. Burn off method implementation is not present in the combo drive. And we already know, right, if there is no implementation in its class for any method, then it will look for the implementation in its superclass. Here, if you see, it has two super classes and both super classes has burn off method, right? Both super classes has burn off method. Now, which implementation it should pick up? If you allow multiple inheritance, which implementation will it pick up? Definitely, it's a problem. There will be ambiguities in picking the right method, right? Here, burn off method is present in both super classes. If you try to call burn off method, you don't know on which which class it should invoke, which object it should invoke for the burn off method, either this or this. So we all know, right, Java is very simple to use, but in C# and all, what we like in C++ and all, what we have is they allow multiple inheritance. They have few techniques to allow multiple inheritance, but here see, even we can use multiple inheritance with few techniques, but that creates a lot of ambiguity. Since Java is made as a simple language, by to confuse you, by you allowing multiple inheritance, and then you have to follow few techniques to solve this multiple inheritance problem. So that's why Java, what it does is, it banned multiple inheritance. Java doesn't support multiple inheritance because of this problem. And this problem is called as a Diamond-Lee death, like Diamond-Lee death problem. We call this as a deathly diamond of death problem. Now we have seen that, okay, it's not allowed, but in this class, like in this example, what is happening, this particular class has to implement or has to extend both animal and as well as the pet. But since if your Java is not allowing this multiple inheritance concept, how can you even allow this pet? How can you even allow cat and dog to implement this pet? This will not be allowed, right? So here Java provides another concept for us to help these to help in these kind of situations. Now here pet can be declared as an interface instead of a class, that we will discuss in the later chapter. Okay. So in this video, what we have discussed why multiple inheritance is not allowed in Java. Because if you have a subclass and if you try to invoke a specific method, you don't know in which subclass, like which superclass implementation you should pick up. You don't know, right? And that to avoid that problem, Java doesn't support multiple inheritance. But to solve the issues like this, where you need behaviors from another class apart from the superclass in the inheritance tree, like you need pet behaviors here. Apart from the animal superclass, you need pet behaviors of another class as well. To solve these kind of issues, Java provides you the interface concept. Okay. And this problem, whatever we have discussed here, is called as a deathly diamond of death problem. Okay. Yeah, that's it. In the next video, we will talk about the interfaces. Thank you.